よかろう。ここにおるぐらい悪党に同情はねえが、家族は違う。
Marineford was an arc centered around the execution of Ace. Family and friends are frantically clawing at their way to get to him just for an opportunity to save their brother and son. They chose to take a fight that could easily risk all their lives just for the slim chance to save an irreplaceable family member. Ironically, the character in this whole exchange who intrigues me the most has to be the only member of Ace's family that wasn't on his side, and debatably the character who had the best chance of actually saving him: his adopted grandfather, the hero of the Marines, Garp the Fist. Garp is a complicated character in this arc, and for good reason. Many different shonen anime have a symbol of peace, someone who is the image of heroism to the people of that series' world. Considering the Marines are technically the good guys of One Piece, no other character represents that symbol as much as the hero, Monkey D. Garp. Any action he takes has ramifications for the world of One Piece and the image of the world government. Keeping this in mind, seeing Garp's actions throughout the war as his grandson is being put to death is absolutely heartbreaking. He's stagnant, not moving, sitting on the Admiral's throne, watching the war taking place in front of him. He quietly allows Sengoku to declare to the world of Ace's true heritage to Roger, claiming he has no room for sympathy considering the opponents they're up against. But we know that isn't how he really thinks. It's clear, from the moment he hears the news of Ace's execution, Garp is dealing with an unrelenting dilemma in his brain.
わしゃ、どうすりゃええんじゃい。エース貴様、なぜわしの言う通りに生きなんだ。
What should I do? He's a hero to the Marines and the world at wide, and although Garp is obviously aware of the corruption involved with the world government, and especially the Celestial Dragons, the man is also aware that there are many young Marines that are genuinely well-intentioned, and not just them, but the world looks up to him. How would it look if he, someone that is looked at as a direct moral opposition to the pirate life, took their side and began attacking those same Marines when his family is on the line? Well, us as fans would understand if Garp did this. The people of One Piece wouldn't. They need their hero. They need their symbol of peace. And Garp knows this, so throughout the war, he tries to hold his emotions in. When Marco gets ever so close to reaching Ace, Garp is the one to hit him away with ease, but I'm almost certain that every last bit of his brain was telling him to let Marco save Ace. But he knows ramifications. He wants to keep pretending like there isn't a shred of sympathy for pirates, even if they're family. That takes us to when Luffy, his other grandson, gets to a similar position, about to save Ace, and here again, we see the Marine standing before him. There's no sympathy for pirates, right? We all know what happens. He's about to go attack his grandson, but what image pops into his mind? What image that he's been trying his hardest to suppress ever since he heard of Ace's execution? He sees his grandchildren. He sees Ace, Luffy. He sees them when they were kids, pure, innocent. They haven't done anything wrong yet. He has no sympathy for criminals, but for his family he does. And yeah, he lets Luffy save Ace, and you have to believe that once Ace was unshackled, Garp truly did let a huge sigh of relief. Maybe his grandson is safe now. All they have to do is escape. That shouldn't be a problem, right? If Garp is trying to be someone who has no sympathy for criminals, the man who truly embodies this form of absolute justice is the former admiral, now current fleet admiral, Sakazuki, better known as Akainu. Ever since he was introduced, we've seen that Akainu has 1, terrifying ability, and 2, a terrifying ideology. From his actions in Robin's backstory, to the way he treats his fellow comrades that show even a sliver of opposition to the Marines, we know who Akainu is and what the man stands for. He's power, he's absolute, and he's one of the most scary individuals the Marines have. Alright, to save you from a heartbreaking trip down memory lane, we'll go relatively quick, and I'll just say that after taunting Ace, he swiftly murders a pirate in cold blood, successfully accomplishing what the Marines came there to do. Ace was executed, the Marines won, and the people's reactions are heartbreaking. What follows is my favorite scene in the entire series of One Piece, and possibly my favorite scene in fiction. Garp just saw his grandson murdered. The child entrusted to him by someone who held great importance to the Marine's life, and someone who Garp obviously loved with all his heart, he's now laying there in cold blood. It's done. The facade is over. No more worrying about how he appears in the eyes of the public, and the way the Marines play good and evil. None of that matters in that moment. All that's in Garp's mind is pure, uncontained rage. As he slowly walks towards the Admiral, a sense of coldness rushes throughout the scene. If someone doesn't stop this man right at this exact moment, he will kill Akainu. But who stops him? The only one who could. And offering what is, in my opinion, a really good scene for this other character as well. but it's his best friend, Sengoku. The scene is perfect. It's someone finally letting that wall down and just saying, I don't care what happens in this moment. I don't care what people think about me. I don't care about the ramifications of my actions. I am going to get revenge for what you have done to my grandson. The fact that it was also stopped by Sengoku, someone who truly does understand and love Garp like a brother, and knows what it feels like to lose someone you consider a close family member. It's just heartbreaking. It's crazy to me how Garp's position in the world is so far from relatable, but as a parental figure, it's as close as possible. You understand Garp's sadness. You get his anger. You feel it. And that's why I think Garp is one of the best written characters in all of One Piece. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe. It's free. Also, this is the first time I've done a video in this style, so if you like it and want more, let me know. Check out one of my power scaling videos here, and I will see you later.